Hey, you guys, what's going on? It's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you today to talk about, should I roll? Should I sell? Should I exercise my call option? I own this call option, and now what the heck should I do with it because it's expiring on Friday? Quick disclaimer, this is not tax, financial, legal, or investment advice. This is me just giving you ideas of what you could do with your call option in this particular case, right? It's for your education so that you are more informed and can make a decision for yourself on what to do with your call option that you own. So this came about from my friend Karen. She reached out to me today and she said, hey, I have a call option on CleanSpark. It's a $2.50 call option that's expiring on Friday. What should I do? Now remember, I told her I don't give financial advice. I give friendly advice. So I laid out what her options are so she could make a decision on what to do. So let's say you bought the January 17th, 2025 CleanSpark $2.50 call option for a $1.25 premium. That means you paid $125 a share. $125, $1.25 a share times 100 shares. So you paid $1.25 a share for this call option back in December of 2022. What does that mean? That means that you bought the right, but not the obligation, to purchase 100 shares of CleanSpark stock at $2.50 a share on or before January 17th, 2025. So essentially, you bought yourself 2 years, a little over 2 years, to see whether this came to fruition or not, whether CleanSpark went up or not. And in the meantime, CleanSpark has had a run all the way up to $24. It's also dropped all the way back down to $9 and is currently sitting around $11 a share with about 3 days left until expiration. So what are the things that you could do? Notice I replaced should with the word could, because there's nothing that you should do. It's up to you. It's up to your goals. What are your goals? What are your ambitions with this capital? Do you want shares of stock? Do you want the money instead to be able to use in a different investment? Again, you have choices. That's why they're called options. You have options available to you. So what are the 3 things that you really could do? Number 1, you could sell your call option to somebody else. By the way, 90%, and I've heard the stats plus or minus a couple percent either way, but around 90% of all options are either bought and sold, they're traded, or they expire worthless. 90%. Only 10% are ever exercised or assigned, okay? So keep that in mind up front. So number 1, you could sell your call option for $11, which is the current share price, minus $2.50, which is the strike price, for a total of $8.50 a share times 100 shares, or $850. Why is that? Because there's only 3 days left. There's virtually no time left on this call option. And because it's so deep in the money, the extrinsic or time value has already bled out of this option. There's maybe a couple of pennies worth of extrinsic value left, right? $2, $3, $4 when you multiply that by 100 shares. So for this purpose, I'm assuming there's no extrinsic value left in this option, and you're selling it for what's called pure intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is easy. It's on a call option, it's the current share price minus the strike price. That gives you what is the intrinsic value. So think about it this way, because if you exercise those and you turned around and bought those shares for $2.50 and then immediately sold them for $11, that's what you would walk away with. Well, it's the same thing here. You could just sell the call option, never even taking possession of the shares in the first place. Okay. So that's choice number 1. Choice number 2 is you can roll your call option from January 17th, which is this Friday, out to January 16th, 2026, buying yourself another year of time for your investment thesis to come to fruition, right? And you could keep the strike price the same for this. You could increase the strike price if you wanted to. It'd be a little less expensive to buy the new option. I kept the strike price the same to keep comparing apples to apples. So essentially, you're rolling your call forward 1 year, and in doing so, you're selling to close the existing call for $8.50, and you're buying to open the new call for $9.25 a share for a net debit of 75 cents a share, or $75. So it would cost you $75 to buy yourself an additional 1 year of time on a $2.50 strike price. And these prices were accurate as of earlier this morning when CleanSpark was at $11 a share. Or number 3, you could exercise your call option. Again, this one is done typically 9 or 10% of the time per the statistics, but you may want to develop and grow a portfolio of CleanSpark shares, and you want to increase your bag of CleanSpark shares. And in doing so, you agree to exercise your call option. You buy 100 shares of CleanSpark stock at $2.50 a share, the strike price, times 100 shares, or a $250 debit. So you come up with $250. You buy the 100 shares of CleanSpark, and now you're the proud new owner of 100 shares of CleanSpark. But your cost basis on those shares is not $2.50. Remember, you paid a $1.25 premium for the call option back in December of 2022. So you have to add those two together, the $1.25 premium plus the $2.50 a share that you just spent on exercising that call option, for a grand total of $3.75. That would be your cost basis on those 100 shares of CleanSpark. $3.75 times 100 shares is $375. So you spent a grand total of $375 on something that is currently worth $11 a share, or $1,100. So I hope that made you that much more confident in what to do with your call option. Go ahead and drop me a comment. Let me know what you like about this video. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. Please subscribe to the channel. What you'll do is you'll get to see more videos just like this. And also, if you haven't already, check out my website at www.gdinerocoaching.com, where I offer classes on trading options, classes on TradingView, and on technical analysis, both free, paid indicators, you name it. I offer classes on it. And hopefully we've increased your financial literacy. This is G Dinero over and out. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Take care.